Hey everyone, I am an early childhood educator, which means I believe in the power of stories, of magic. I believe that children's literature, children's books hold the secrets of truth and explaining the whole world in very uncomplicated ways. I believe that when your children ask you questions about the meaning of life or the meaning of today or how to make sense of something that makes no sense to them, that we have the answers. Because when we're speaking to young children, we start small and we build in a very collaborative kind of storytelling. And we need three things in a good story. We need some facts. We need some things that help kids feel grounded in a world. The fact might be just starting with a very smart little girl, or a very brave dog, or a boy that put on a special cape and went out to conquer the world. Facts. We need the story that gives children a way of perceiving reality. I do believe that children need to be the agents in that story. And wherever your child is in this moment of time, maybe fearful, maybe angry, maybe excited, you start exactly with your child's emotion and capture that in a character, and then take that character on a journey. So when you're explaining COVID, what do we need to do? We need to give your child power in order to manage mask wearing, social distancing, sadness, loss, change. Change is such a good theme in any good book. Where you finish is not the place where you began. And every time you tell a child a story about a journey, they see potential. They see what they are capable of that they don't even know they're capable of, because when we get stuck in emotional ruts or in frozen like deer in headlights, it's because we can't see beyond that one moment where we are stuck. So stories liberate us. They show us potential and possibility. So I want you to have some facts. With COVID, it might be things like what you can't touch or do, or how life has changed. Get that reality into your story. Now, get the emotions in there too, because that's what touches our hearts the most. And then finally, get the values in there, because when you think about the values that you want your child to internalize, to engage with, to live their lives with, strength, courage, bravery, honesty, helpfulness, add those values, and you've got a perfect story. Facts, emotions, and values. Now, I want you to think of two ways to incorporate these into your COVID summer family life. The first, as I said, make sure you have those COVID stories to tell, which means that you are giving your child a sense of power, and you are being aware and careful about the messages that you are communicating about this current reality. Adults have struggles with us. We have really big struggles and really big emotions. That struggle is real. But those stories get filtered before we give them to your children. Make sure you have a ton of adult support and community people that are taking really good care of you, so that you have the resilience, strength, and stamina to take care of your child's emotions and physical well-being through this. So those two stories, I want you to think about fairy tales. I want you to think about the imagery, whether it's a classic fairy tale of Little Red Riding Hood off in the woods, fearful of being lost, fearful of a mean, bad wolf. Fairy tales teach children that good wins, that there's a happily ever after, and that it gives an expression to universal emotions: fear, abandonment, jealousy, impatience, sassiness, and attitude. But it allows children a vehicle to manage themselves from within, and also the situations that they face. And it can be a classic fairy tale, but it could be a Harry Potter magic wand invisibility cloak. I need an invisibility cloak today. or it can be a younger child's version of some of those stories. Think about characters that inspire, and create some of your own myths and stories within your family that are made up. Second, I want you to tell stories about your family, because that will give your child a sense of groundedness and connection to handle anything. So I know every child loves hearing about their birth story, their how they came to be in this world, how they came to be this loved, who are the most important people in their lives, and tell stories of people near and far, relatives far away, relatives maybe who aren't in their lives anymore, who've passed on, but that carry the heart and soul of your family tradition. Talk about how people cook, places they've traveled, all the things that they've done. So you've got the facts, you've got those family stories that deserve being captured and retold. You've got the emotions, and they are emotions of love, connection, strength, respect, joy, and maybe they are stories of a time that you're missing right now. But go ahead and say, yeah, I wish we could go to California today. Let's go to California on our magic carpet and tell a story about when we were there, or when we're going to go there. Silly moments. You know, I had a frog jump in my house yesterday. That was a sitcom moment straight up. So maybe take a little bit of time to think about the sitcom moments in your life, in your family, and be sure to incorporate storytelling with your children, both grand fairy tales, value stories, but also ones that are just near and dear to your heart. These are times when the stories we tell and the words we choose really matter. Take care.